stands for sudden infant death syndrome, and it refers to an infant death that isn't explained by a different cause or an underlying illness. A colleague and I, Dr. Jim McKenna, who's at Notre Dame and has done a lot of work in regard to SIDS and various issues in that area, we have a paper coming out that looks at whether there is a developmental glitch of sorts between the infant's ability to move from autonomic breathing to volitional breathing. One of the projects that I'm working on right now is the distribution of infant sleepers to families whose babies would be at high risk of SIDS. The infant sleeper is kind of like a mini bassinet, but you can bring it, you can carry it around because it's very small. You can carry it around so you can keep the baby with you. One of the challenges for parents who have babies is if you hold them until they go to sleep, which, again, in the literature is a controversy, but holding them till they go to sleep is a nice experience in and of itself. But then the challenge I know as a parent is that you wake them up when you put them down. But if they're in this little bassinet, then you can keep them right there, and they're right there, and then you can have them right next to you. So that's also an added benefit. The way that we communicate about the safe sleep space is that we engage with programs in the community that are already talking with and working with moms who may have high-risk pregnancies, and then the person who works directly with the families is the person who goes to the home and shares the information with the mom and goes back and looks to see if there are any questions and how that sleeper is working out. People in those programs provide a lot of education about safe sleep and about breastfeeding and all aspects of child development. So this becomes another part of that message that they can provide for moms. And the work that we've been doing is very initial work to see whether this idea about a sleeper would be acceptable and used by the moms for whom our efforts are directed. I am very vested in the idea that there are many people who will choose to co-sleep with their or bed share with their infants, and we don't talk very much in terms of health messaging about how to make that space safe. So a good deal of my research focuses on providing that message. The sleepers themselves provide an alternative for people who would bed share but who have infants who are at higher risk of SIDS. So ultimately, what I would like to see is this as something that is readily available and kind of becomes part of our culture.